What's up, gente? It's me once again, Jalisco-SAID-IT, with another video. Hope that you guys are doing good. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Thank you so much, everybody that has supported my channel, everybody that has subscribed to my channel. Thank you for the opportunity you guys are giving me to come on your guys' screen. And this video is gonna be about how I overcame a lot of obstacles. Uh, Pretty much all my life. But this is gonna be one of them, and one of them that now that I don't have my mom with me, um, every time I think about it, I know that life's not hard, but it's not impossible, and I know because I've always been this way that if I try my hardest or if I put effort into things, eventually I always get them. Uh, Sometimes I might not have the money or the support, like I told you guys. Now that I don't have anybody by me, because my family's all pretty much fighting for property and stuff like that. So I stay away from all that. Uh, but since I don't have a lot of like things to fall back on, every time I want something or I need something, thank God I've always gotten it somehow, some way. Uh, Not by stealing it or stuff like that, just by the way I am and by my get down and and the vibes I put out there. And like I told you guys, I'm very social. I like to mess around. I like to clown around. But I know when it's time to get serious, it's time to get serious. I don't like to brag about fighting. I'm alright at fighting. I handle my business, but I don't like to talk about that unless it's just a story that I want to share with you guys. But for now, I'm gonna focus on a situation that for some reason and for a lot of things that were happening at that time, um, I didn't have it like everybody else had it. You know, one of many. And this time, I'm gonna involve my mom in this story. And I'm pretty sure you guys have heard it before. If you guys were on the Slugs breaking the cycle by Slugs lives, when I went on there, uh, there's there was this one time back like in '07, '07, '08 that I went on for a year and a few months with just listening to my mom through the radio every Sunday at midnight. Every Sunday at midnight, I got to hear my mom. And yeah, I would get a letter from her here and there, but when I was in high desert, letters were taking a long, long time, and phone calls were really, really expensive back then. So we didn't have it like that. Plus, I never blame mom for not putting money on the phone and stuff like that because I've been doing this since mid '98, late '98. So she seen it and I saw it for what it was. I was in at Harvard University. I was actually doing time for getting myself in trouble, getting myself caught up. So pretty much it wasn't something that I was supposed to get awarded for. But anyhow, since I didn't have a phone action, I would sometimes have Slugs as a favor to tell his mom to relay a message for my mom, in my behalf. And well, eventually, I didn't have a TV back then. I could have, but I didn't have one. So I only had my CD player and a few CDs. Cycle Realm was one of them. The Beg for Mercy G Unit was one of them too. Um, Mr. Shadow Till I Die was one of them, and a few other ones in Spanish. But anyhow, like I was telling you guys, eventually in high desert, like everybody knows who's been there was only a country radio station, and that was it. TV channels were garbage, but for some reason, I will pretty much tweak on the AM stations on the CD player, and I finally found a radio station called W-RADIO 690 from LA, and I started listening to it. They used to have a lot of like Spanish rancheras and stuff like that daily, and on the weekends I started doing this radio show, you know, and people will say they'll send their shout outs and stuff like that. So I got on my mom on a letter and I told her, you know what? We might not be able to talk on the phone and it's okay, you know? I just want you to know that I love you and I want you to know that I'm always thinking about you. Yeah, I know what I did and I know what I'm in here for, but I like listening to you and I like knowing that you're doing all right, you know? So I sent her the phone number, and from there on, like a year and something months, we'll be on lockdown. People will get stabbed, people will get jumped, and there were long lockdowns back then, you know. And everybody couldn't use the phone, but I was always able to listen to my mom every midnight on Sundays. She will tell me how she's doing, if she wrote me or she didn't write me, or if she has sent me something. And she was doing all right, you know, that was a message. And then she will dedicate a song for me. And I loved it, you know. And every time I think about that, I look at it as, you know, since I was a kid, if I've always found the answer or the way to get things done, you know, for me. And sooner or later, I end up having things, not by stealing and stuff like that. Just like I said, I get blessed from life and by being transparent, you know, because like I said, a lot of people uh, bless me sometimes, you know, and yeah, every every time I think about this situation, this memory that I have that I hold on to with mom and the way we struggle, and there's many more stories of things that I overcame from like crossing the border and many things, you know. People would always call their family members, and I'll be right there listening to them, you know. And yeah, they'll send them money for the coyote for them to cross back, and I didn't have it like that. So I would always pretty much stand right there by the liquor store before you go into San Isidro's port of entry, and I'll just look in like towards the U.S. side, and I'll be right there, kind of afraid, kind of nervous, and the homie, whoever the homie's ride will arrive, and he'll take off, and you know, I'll be like, fuck, you know, I didn't have it like that. But sometimes I end up crossing, just walking, you know, speaking English. Yeah, they'll ask me questions like zip codes. What was the zip codes? Um, if I went to if elementary, what school did I go to? Cross streets. I don't know. You could call it. I don't know, lane something, and they knew, you know, how to find out if you was a citizen or not. And I was able to do that. I don't know, about 5 6 times. But I'm gonna tell you guys many stories that I've, you know, of things that I've accomplished and things that have happened to me uh, as I was growing up and as I was pretty much roaming the streets. That's why I said that. Yeah, I kind of have regrets now that I'm older and that I'm no longer with that criminal mentality. But only kind of like my only regret will be not spending much time with mom and not taking advantage of the blessings that I had back then, you know. But that was only, yeah. But anyhow, thank you for being on here again. I hope you guys like my story. 690 AM, LA station. It's W Radio, and yeah, let's go. Thank you for the support. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you for the subscribers. And eventually, you know, things are gonna happen. I know I'll get a little bit of shade from doing those videos, those reactions on the other fools, but I'm not tripping. You know, I call it for what it is. And if I'm doing bad myself, I would like people to hit me up and tell me, you know what, you're messing up, and I'll go tie my shit up too. You know, if I know I'm doing something wrong. But anyhow, thank you so much. Blessings, and I hope you guys have a great day. And let's go. Jalisco said it. Share, like, and subscribe, and let's go. Another video.